Welcome back to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. We have a standoff in California between the governor, Gavin Newsom, and federal law enforcement that is looking to bust criminal aliens in the state. But Gavin Newsom has just signed legislation that has banned face coverings for ICE agents as they attempt to lock up the worst of the worst illegal immigrants who are in this country. But Gavin Newsom has some news coming, and it may expose him as being a completely reckless and dangerous ideologue. It is really escalating things unnecessarily, and we're going to get into this story soon, but please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Governor Gavin Newsom signed this face covering legislation late last week. And it is the height of irony because we're talking about a state that couldn't get enough face coverings during the COVID epidemic. They were mandating them in not just throughout the state, but also enforcing it in cities in a very draconian manner. And California was one of the worst run states in the country when it comes to COVID. Egregious violations of human rights, including free speech, freedom of movement, did tremendous damage to children unnecessarily. Because, let's be honest, nearly everybody caught COVID, regardless of vaccination status and face coverings. That's just what the antibody diagnostics say at the state level. So, obviously, all of those things did tremendous damage to the state, and Gavin Newsom was there at the forefront of it, pushing face coverings or masks for everyone. And, of course, we've seen what Antifa has done throughout the Pacific Northwest and in parts of California, including Los Angeles and San Francisco at times. And of course, he had nothing to say about their face coverings, but he wants to risk the lives of federal law enforcement officials, including ICE. And that's because the radical left wants to dox these agents and to threaten them. And there is actually, appears to be some type of coordination among radical groups to target ICE officials, and Gavin Newsom knows that. So he wants to protect illegal aliens in a state because he is mortified that the Golden State will lose even more political power, and that is partly based on the millions and millions of illegal aliens that are in the state. Some very dubious election practices that have a lot of people questioning how sound their elections are. And not just in terms of illegal aliens voting directly, but in terms of potential ballot harvesting. Of course, they sent out universal ballots in California, which is a huge gap. And there are questions about the recall election that Gavin Newsom was a part of. And so all of this is a backdrop to Gavin Newsom's absolute hypocrisy, and is pretending to be for the side of law and order when he's actually on the side of crime and lawlessness. So the Trump administration has a message for Gavin Newsom, and that comes via the Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, who said, to be clear, we aren't complying. So there you have it. It's hard to understand what Gavin Newsom thinks he's doing, why he believes he can enforce a face covering ban on federal law enforcement. So we're going to have to see how this political standoff escalates, what the legal ramifications of it are. And we're probably going to see this in the appeals court, if not other courts. And so what do you think about this? Why is Gavin Newsom issuing this face covering ban? What are your own views on it? We always appreciate hearing from you at Explain America.